Just let the energy wash over you and through you.
Hello. Hi. Hi. Hi, how are you? Yeah, that was really funny. I was sat on the toilet having a wee upstairs while my intro thingy was on. It was really weird, like, huh, that's my show. But I'm not there. But it didn't matter because I had this on. Clever, isn't it? Clever. Oh, technology, eh? So it's always awkward when I start these shows. I can't just say hi and get into it, you know? Hi, Hartshorn. Bosky. Lads. Get your thingies out. Don't do that. Don't. You can if you like. I'd rather that than dick pics. You know, if I got loads of tit pics, I don't think I'd be cross. You know? I don't think I'd be cross. Does anyone get tit pics? Has anyone here ever received a tit pic? You know, life's not that good, is it? A foo-foo pic. Oh my goodness. Yianna has. Oh, well done. Well, it happens then. It happens then. No, I've never had a tit pic. No. Oh, Quaid says I get tit pics from my mate Dave. He's a big boy. Oh, has he got moobs? Oh, nice one. But yeah, hi everybody. Welcome to another edition of Demo Drop. We're slowly getting a bit slicker now with all of this. We've got loads of tunes again to get through. If you send in stuff now, just be warned that it will be next week before I'll be able to look at them. So, but we've got every single track that we've got in is of a really high standard. So, and also not forgetting that this show isn't just about that. This show is about, if you've got something that you think is you know that is worth pursuing and you're stuck, we've got a few of those tonight. We've got a few where people have got so far with it and now they're not sure what they want to do with it, you know, and that's basically what the show is about. But yeah, just keep sending them in. Just keep sending them in, guys. Thank you, Lordy Lou. Thank you for following. I had a private tutoring lesson today. I'm getting tutored by Adam Ellis, who is a wonderful trance producer. So yeah, I had a lesson with him today. So I'm feeling really inspired today. We were going through layering pads. Like, for the first time ever, I've got a project now where I have got 5 pad layers sitting good, like sitting well. 5 pad layers and 3 lead pluck layers sitting well. 5 layers of dunk. Donk. Yeah, Jew, his technique is completely foolproof. It really is. He uses logic, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because everything that you learn from someone that you who knows how to teach will be transferable knowledge anyway. And I'm glad that I'm learning from him now. I know a lot about music production myself. I mean, when I say I know a lot, I know enough to get by. You know, this is the thing with music production, is that the more you delve into it, the more you realise you don't know that much about it. And that's kind of part of the journey of it, is that creative process, that yes, no, oh, maybe, yes, hard no, this is shit. And that's your life for like forever. That's going to be your life now, whether you like it or not. It is really, really akin to having a very dysfunctional relationship with another person. So there you go. There you go. 5 layers of cowbell. Well, do you know what? Do you know? I'll tell you something before we get started. Something, because it may help some of the producers out there. The problem with the project that I've been doing is my leads were really thin. So when I was going back through it again, so I've got my bass drone, and then I was getting my pads, getting the bus group of the pads, just so it was just above the bass drone. Okay, so it was sitting nicely there. And then I was bringing in my leads to sit just above the pads. So it is kind of like layers, if you will. And I kept sending him renders of where I was getting to with the 2 layers that I had of the leads on the top. And each time he was like, no, that's not it. It's still not loud enough. And what the problem was I had it in my head that leads and plucks should be in the frequency range of the higher end. And when I'm saying the higher end, I'm talking like 2,000-3,000 hertz upwards, which it doesn't need to be. It can be in the 500. It can be in probably even higher than that. Okay, let's say about 10,000 hertz. I had thought that leads and plucks should only be in the higher frequency spectrum. And because of that false belief, it was stopping me from having nice, lush, thick, plucky, full, textured sounding leads. All right? And this may help somebody in here, or it may, you may go, yeah, I know. But for me, it was an absolute revelation earlier that I can get my pads, which were full, taking up quite a lot of the frequency spectrum, but then also have in the same area, in the mids to the highs as well, and it not be too much because they're smaller sounds, because it's a pluck. Because we're not just talking about frequency in terms of the hertz where it is on the spectrum. We're also talking about in time. So because they're smaller sounds, it's not taking up that much space. So my thought process was that I couldn't have anything in that space because the pads were taking up that space. But that was actually wrong thinking. So yeah, that was a really, really big revelation for me today. And that's part of getting better as a producer, is to unlearn some of this weird belief systems that we've falsely led ourselves to think are true. So there you go. Hi Benjamin, don't worry, we haven't even started yet. So, and of course everything that I'm saying there is all relative to whatever the fuck your sounds are in the track that you're making at that particular time. But as I've said before, Bosky, the sound alerts don't work in here tonight. We've been sensible. Come on, we're being sensible today. You got to know the rules to be able to break the rules. That's the important thing about this. You've got to understand frequency, compression, your chain, what order to put shit in order to break all of those rules. Because you got to know what you're doing before you fucking stop doing what you're doing. Pultec Stereo does great with putting those highs in for you. Ooh, what was it the guy was showing me today? Oh, I can't remember what it is now. My brain's not working very well. So let's go and look at Richie B in capital letters. Sound alerts have been disabled. Mate, Heartsong's just put that. I use Headhunters preset. Thank you for making another belief system I had, was that I had to suffer and make all of my sounds from scratch, which I did for a while. And they were never as good as the ones that I could use in preset packs. And I'm absolutely fine with using presets now. I understand now that it's not cheating. It really isn't. I don't know what happened to me a few years ago, but I felt like I had something to prove. You know, but when it's you in the studio, no one else can see what you're doing. No one else knows that you've used a preset. And even if they did, it's only people who are fucking wankers who go, ooh, that's the Ozcan preset from on Silent. And it's like, no, but it might not be though. All you're hearing is that it's a square wave with a fucking chorus on it, and it's fucking assigned to the AB filter, which is oscillating it a bit or whatever. You know, like it's every time someone hears the noise from Joy Energizer, whoop 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 whoop. It's not the noise from Joy Energizer. is it? It's a very simple sawtooth wave with a modulated rate on it. Like, that's it. Something like that, anyway. Anyway, enough of me going on about things. You know, sound is sound at the end of the day. Don't do too much to it, because if you do, you'll just fuck it up. Okay? The end. Bye, everyone. Ah! Imagine. Right then, let's get on with it. Okay. Let's do my bit first. Okay? Don't make me laugh. Hi guys, Amber D here, and welcome to another demo drop where you get your music heard. Today we're just going to jump right in. If you're not aware of what we do, I'll put a link in the description of this video, and we're just going to dive right in. Cut. And then that's where I'll do like a funky Amber D demo drop, Amber D demo drop, ooh. But we'll do it like this. Hang on. Amber D demo drop, Amber D demo drop, drop, Amber D demo drop, 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 drop. Like that. And I might even pitch my voice down at the end so it drops like it does when you reach puberty as a boy. Drop. There you go. I am such a YouTuber, aren't I? That was cool, wasn't it? I knew it. I knew that would be the case. Yes! Okay, first of all, we have got... This is Benjamin, Sweet Child. Okay, so I'm going to go here. And it is in this folder. It wants to be in this folder. Okay, let's get on with the show.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place, and if I stay
Hello. I'm so glad I've got a chat here, because you guys can keep me on the straight and narrow. This is brilliant. I'm glad that we put this one first though, because we'll just get all the crap out the way. Let's just start again. Okay, right. It is going really well, isn't it? It really is. Okay, so it wasn't that one. It was, which one was it, Ben? We won't edit it out because mistakes are bound to happen. So Ben will just... Teen Spirit, thank you. Thank you. Okay. I specifically remembered to put this one in as well, because it was in a separate area, because you gave me these last week and I've already moved them to another folder. Ah, there it is. Okay, I've got it. I found it. Yeah, do you know the only reason why I knew that I played it last week is because it reminded me of the Step Brothers song, and I remember we spoke about that last week. My library is massive, mate. There's, don't matter. I'm not even going to go off topic again, but yeah, you're right. Okay, so here we go. Teen Spirit. So we'll get it right this time, okay? Let's go.
Load up on guns, bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard, self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it feels dangerous. Here we are now, entertainers. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertainers. A mulatto and a beetle, a mosquito, not a
Yeah, I really loved that one. Like my reactions for two reasons are not as mental as they usually are. I've been rinsing this tune the last few sets that I've done because it's a brilliant tune. Whoever's resung it has done an amazing job on it. And also the other thing was I was trying to find things that I need to get for Hartshorn and for Bosky, but I can't do it right now because I've just realised I'm not very good at multitasking. So both of you keep reminding me to do the things that I need to do. The best thing that you can do is just remind me. I never ever get offended if someone needs to remind me to do something I've said I'm going to do. Ever. Yeah, either just do it. You'll get a quicker answer if you message me on Facebook, but it then depends on if I'm in the studio or not. Because I've just tried looking for that fucking Gummy Bears track and I can't remember who it's by. It'll probably click in my head, and if it does, then I'll just email you straight away, but I'm just trying to remember at the moment. But yeah, I'll sort it after this. But yeah, you know what it's like. Oh, I know too well now not to get torn, because then I won't do enough of a good job with you guys now. Haribo. Oh, was it Haribo? I'm not sure. Hi, Josh. Thank you for the raid. Oh, come on in. Did you have a good stream? Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. Ben, I think it's great. You need to think about what to do with it release-wise. Okay. I mean, from the record label point of view, for those who aren't aware, even when you have something resung, there is also something called publishing that will need to be sorted out. And then also there is an issue with, is it PPL? There's PRS and there's PPL. So what I'm getting at here is it may be difficult to get this signed. It may be flagged, if not, because I know you've got it resung, but then, like I said, there's also the lyrics aspect of things, and the you know, it's a big tune. Hello, General Bounce. General Bounce will be able to explain this better than me. Getting stuff resung is easy. Yeah, he's done that. What I'm saying, because Benjamin wants to get this signed, but I've just said to him that sometimes that can still be an issue, even if something has been resung, because of PPL or publishing and things like that. Although it does make it a lot easier. So yeah, speak to Dave. You speak to Dave about that, and I'll carry on. But yeah, I like it a lot. Well done. There you go. I've nothing else to add, because like, it's a great tune. So there. Well done. General Bounce isn't signing it. I'll sign it for you. So if Dave doesn't want you, I'll have you. So right, next we've got Mark Ross featuring Jade. Now, Mark Ross appeared last week with quite a progressive housey affair, and this one he's done with his daughter JD. She is a phenomenal singer. She really is. And this is very different to what he did last week. And yeah, I love it. Nikki, I don't think I have. I would have remembered if I've got yours in here. It'll be on next week. Literally, the show's getting that busy now. I'm getting so many sent that it's usually going to be a week in advance that yours will be on, especially if you've just sent it like a few days ago. I'm afraid it's becoming a victim of its own success, but we will get to it. Don't you worry. And Perkmeister, yeah, same. But yeah, we will get to them. But we've got, do you want me to read out who we've got? And then you guys can know. So we've got GRW, Grapey, Luke Stephenson, Macca, Catchu and Jo, Mega Remember DJs in the house, Simon Carter, Desion, Lee Greenaway, Jake Ayres, Rick Shaw, LSG and Mac, RR, Joel Corey, Ray and David Guetta, Reflex remix. David Guetta is not. Not yet. We'll have him one day. It's Reflex, one of my favourite bounce producers. Cavendish, Transmortal, and Harrison J. They are all on tonight's show. So just so you know. So here we go. This is Mark Ross. Yeah, I really like that one. Again, there seems to be a slight bit of clipping on one of the sections. First time I heard it was when it very first kicks in. I'll just show you quickly so that when Mark listens back, you can hear it. It's like the audio's clipped slightly. Not in volume, I mean like the loop is not looped correctly. You'll hear it in a second. There on that little bit, it's like, like there's something that's not quantized, snapped to the grid. And I heard it the first time I heard it, I thought it might just have been a one-off thing, but I heard it a few times throughout the track. It's on a couple of the sections, so it's usually that's just a case of you've got an audio loop and you haven't snapped it to grid. Sharp hearing, yeah. Well, that's what happens when you make music. You start to hear music on a deeper level. And yeah, you'd hear that a lot if it was louder as well. And probably as a DJ trying to mix that in, it could be quite disorientating. So, but yeah, that's the only thing I could hear that just needed a bit of sorting out. That's it. As far as the musical elements, sounds chosen, vocals, everything's brilliant. Again, I have nothing else to add. I think it's great. The build I thought could be louder, but then listening again, it's actually okay. Yeah, remember it can really, instead of having the build being louder. Hang on. Yeah, well, sometimes we do that, don't we, in order to create a big moment when everything comes back in again on the drop. So maybe he's just overdone that a little bit, maybe. But I didn't notice that. So, but yeah, let's move on. Well done, Mark. Thank you very much, and especially JD, who his daughter, amazing vocals. Before I forget, Cav, are you in? Cav Cavendish. Now, do you remember a couple of weeks ago there was a track that Cav played us and it had a really gorgeous vocal in from a friend of his? Here he is. I forgot to mention this to you all last week, but Cav has very kindly bought her a new microphone so that she can start recording her vocals again. And she's very interested in working with a few, because a few of you said that you wouldn't mind working with her. You really enjoyed her vocals. And apparently she's proper up for that. So if you get in contact with Cav, in the chat there, then you'll be able to hook up and collab with her. And I think that's fantastic. I really do. I think it's great to see how far this show is stretching now and getting you guys working with people that you'd never have met otherwise. It's fantastic. So there you go. And I remembered. Yes. Cav, are you proud? Proud. I'm fucking proud. I'm remembering stuff. Oh, she's classically trained and used to be a music teacher. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so next up we have got GRW, and this is Drowning. And they all lived happily ever after. Do you know what I love about this tune, right? As a predominantly hard house DJ, right? Whenever I see a tune with something like Drowning, I automatically think, oh, here we go. Here we go. This is going to be like some fucking death metal. Like, you know, someone being fucking murdered or something. I love the fact that, like, drowning for me is probably one of the most fearful things that could ever happen to me. But the tune's just like, yeah. I'm drowning. I don't give a fuck. Everything's okay. See ya. Bye. You know, anyone who's played Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid and you're on the Hydra Zone and you're looking for a bubble of water and it goes ah! That panic is the panic that I get about drowning, right? And this tune's solved that for me. It really makes it's got a nod to Wizards of the Sonic to it. Weirdly. Isn't that strange? It's really nice. The only thing I'd say is that acid line, I think M Series said change the pattern maybe. I think that may help. It needs to be introduced a little bit more subtly. So maybe just with a high pass filter or something, you know, the usual route, something like that. It just came in a bit too, like, it came in too heavy, too hot. But I loved it. I thought it was great. And yeah, it was very uplifting. So yeah, it's not like drowning at all. Well done, mate. Well done. Okay, next tune, we've got Grapey, and this is Supernova. I love that. Drake Little loves my t-shirt. My dad got me this. Now what happened was I did some cleaning in the house and I got bleach on it. Look. That's me cleaning the kitchen counters. That's what happens. I know. I've been banned from wearing guys' hoodies now. Number one, because I nicked his Sonic the Hedgehog one. And number two, I'm obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't even realise till I've just mentioned it like 3 times. And it was like fucking 25 years ago. Get over it! And the other reason is because if I do any cleaning and I use anything with bleach in it, it ends up going on his hoodie, so I'm not allowed to wear his hoodies anymore. So, yeah, grapey, I love it. I think it's great. I really do. I love the simplicity of your bass change. Now, usually what we'd expect in a bounce tune or a lot of dance music is there would be at least 3 different notes used in any root, in any key, in any dance tune in the key that it's in. But you cycle from the root note to the 3rd and then back again. Here, for example. Dun, dun, dun. So this bit. Dun, 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 dun. Now that instantly is different to what I'm used to hearing, because usually it would do like a whole 4 bars, and it would all be different notes and then go back to the root note on the first bar. But I like the fact that it quickened it up. It quickened it up. Just from, going from the root note up to the 3rd and then back down to the root note again. I've just not heard a tune do that for a long time. But yeah, that's what stuck out to me. Your sounds are great. That lead sound, I need to know what lead sound this is. I've heard Kenny Hayes use this in a couple of tunes. I especially like it with a bit of portamento, the bendy note basically. Bendy notes. So I need to know what that is. Yeah, that lead is proper nice. Is it like a Spire one or something like that? It just cuts through nicely with this kind of music. Like wherever that lands in the frequency range, it's not messing with any of the other yeah, just open it up and let me know, babe, because I really, really like that. It just cuts through really nice. It's like butter on toast. Yeah, I thought it was Spire. I've been using Spire a lot more lately. A lot more. I had it years ago, and I also got Serum at the same time. And then I reinstalled everything on my computer, and I just never reinstalled Spire again. And it's a shame actually, because I've gone back to it now and I'm like, what? Girl, you better work. Yeah, Spire is like a modern day Silent, I think. Spire's got a bit more in terms of the effects, the onboard effects that you can use with it. And it's got more in terms of, it's not just a subtractive synth, is it? Spire's got a bit more to it in terms of what it can do. But yeah, I've enjoyed using Spire again. Darren Porter's Spire track. Oh, let me write this shit down. I know Darren Porter as well. He's my friend on Facebook. Good old Daz. Darren Porter preset pack Spire. Beg later. There we go. It's my to-do list, along with some of the bits and pieces. Drake, you probably have sent me some banks. I have a obscene amount of banks and presets that is so overwhelming. I've just stuck them in a hard drive somewhere, and occasionally I'll go through them. But to be quite honest with you, I found the best way is word of mouth. Word of mouth. Amiga Protractor forever. Nice one. Oh. It's by Freshly Squeezed. Yeah, they do good sample packs actually. But yeah, thank you. If you can find out Pulse Lead, it is find the packets in. Yeah, just let me know, babe, because that sounds just so nice. So nice. Yeah, I could probably go to Guy and say, I like this sound. He'd be like, oh, I'll just make it for you. I'm like, oh, God, whatever. I don't want you to make it. I want the preset. And then he'll make it and he'll just, oh, okay, fine. But yeah. That is a whole other ball game, sound design. I have delved quite deeply into sound design and I really did enjoy it. And a little top tip for people who are just getting started, when you're learning how sounds are made on your favourite synth, whatever it is, learn to reverse engineer stuff. So what I mean by that is get your favourite preset. Like, for example, we could do it with this lead sound that we're talking about now, and then what you can do is you can reverse engineer it back to its original or most basic sine, saw, pulse wave, whatever it is, and then by doing that, by reverse engineering it, you'll learn how it's put together and how to make that sound yourself. And I find things like that interesting because it really does take the guesswork out, and it allows you then to completely modify any aspect of that. So say, for example, you really like that sound but you didn't like the delay on it. Knowing where the delay section is on your synth can sometimes be a little bit confusing, and sometimes people just be like, oh, or you'll stick one on top of that. You know, if you can learn how to make it learn how to take things off it or reverse engineer it. A lot of bass sounds, for example, they put a lot of reverb on the bass sounds on the presets. Sometimes you may not want that, you know, so just knowing how to turn these things off can be very helpful. And I know it seems quite, some people may be like, oh yeah, well, everyone knows that. They probably don't. You know, a lot of people get scared of touching stuff on their synth. I remember, for example, when I first got Avenger. Now, Avenger is an absolutely beast of a synth, but because I have a lot of experience using something called Alchemy many years ago before Logic bought it, I'm quite used to looking at a synth now and like working out what everything does. But it took many years of messing around, and I mean like many, Camel Audio. I have such a special place in my heart for Alchemy. It taught me so much. It really did. But, you know, you can get very, very scared of touching and messing around with things. And we mustn't be like that. We must just get stuck in. We really must. So, yeah. Let's get on with the next song. And yes, I do call them songs. I still use Camel Crusher. Ooh, is it a 64-bit? Do they do a 64-bit Camel Crusher? We'll have to have a discussion about 64 versus 32 at some point as well, guys, because it might help. If anyone's got any production questions, by the way, like, this is for every single kind of producer. If you just started, if you don't know how to save a project or something like as simple as that, please just put a question, just highlight it for me. If I can't answer it, then someone in here definitely will be able to answer it. Any questions whatsoever, get them in the chat. That's what we're here for, guys. Yeah, the last thing I want is for you guys to be listening to these tunes thinking, fuck, I can't make stuff like that. Because I feel like that a lot, but I don't feel like it's a bad thing for me anymore. I feel like it's an inspiring thing. So yeah, we are all happy to help. Producer M Series there in the chat, he's definitely someone who you want to listen to, without a doubt. Because we all started learning at some point, and some of us still have a lot of learning to do. Some of us have got a lot of unlearning to do as well. Oh, May, one day we're going to be having a sit-down discussion at some point. M-Series is coming on to do it, where we're just going to be doing like a producer talk kind of a scenario. Instead of listening to tunes, we're going to actually be like chatting as well and stuff as this this demo drop thing expands. Now, where were we? Okay, next we've got Luke Stevenson. Luke Stevenson. I've got to put it the other way around, otherwise it will look like your name's Love Got You, but it isn't. Your name's Luke. I know that. You know that. They might not, though. So this is Luke Stephenson, and this is Love Got You.
the finish would come to you. No, we never choose. Always wishing for something to come true. What can you do? When baby you know the love got you. Love got
Yeah, that bass, man. That bass. Bass. Lived it. Lived it, mate. Yeah, I know you said about something with the claps. I couldn't hear it. But if it's something that you agree is in there as well, then by all means go get it fixed. Because if you don't, every time you listen back to this tune, you'll hear whatever it is you can hear and you'll go, no! Oh, I should have fucking, should have done that thing I was going to do. Dirty, soggy clap. Ha! High general bounce. Yeah, I lived it. That bass. What does it remind me of? Koshin Haiju. Not the drum and bass remix, the progressive house remix. It reminded me of that. Such a groove of that. Such a groovy bass. Love it. Is it the Creamer and K mix? Oh. God, you are so on the spectrum. You really are. You just know everything, General Bounce. Thank you. God, I love my friends. Shout out to all the neurodiversity in the room. God bless each and every one of you guys. Without you, this world would be fucking boring. John Creamer and Stefan K. Ooh. Luke, you're so welcome. Thank you very much for trusting us and letting us play it. Because it's so nice to meet you. I love his picture as well. I've got a picture of him. He's so sweet. Let me just check that this is a link that I can send you so you can go and listen to it. Yeah, I can send you this link. It's not a private link. Let me just send you. I'm just going to drop the his SoundCloud in the link. So this is Luke's SoundCloud, guys. Go and like his SoundCloud. Show him some support. And go and look at his little face because he's so cute. He's so lovely. I'm going to stop embarrassing you now, Luke, but you really are. And it's so nice to meet you. And thank you so much for being a part of the show. I mean it. And I couldn't decide between this track and the other one that you sent me. They were both fantastic tunes. So thank you so much. And I'd love to know how long you've been producing, because I always get shocked by how short a time people have been been producing for. So just let me know as well in the chat, please. Grapey's back. Sean Tyson, Darren Porter, Spile Essentials Volume 2. Just write that down quickly. Sean Tyus is also on he's on Twitch. He's part of Team Brisk. If you guys want to support him. I have to get Darren over, I think, as well. Essentials Volume 2. Thank you, Grapey. I appreciate that. Right then. 6 months. What 6 months? Is that how long you... 6 months, mate! Ah, this is so cool. I'm so happy for you. I really am so happy for you because, you know, you would have started during lockdown. And I think a lot of people, I did say to people that you should get doing some kind of creative thing during lockdown, because a lot of people have been losing their minds. You know, from a mental health aspect, it's very important that you stay creative because it allows us to keep that dopamine release going. It gives us the reward system by incrementally getting better and better at something. So well done, mate. I think you have spent those months in lockdown in a really helpful way. I'm so proud of you. Clarko says, am I allowed to ask a question if I'm not a producer? No! I'm joking. Of course you are, sweetheart. Of course you are. You can ask questions. That's what I want you to do. If you are asking a question, though, what I'd ask you to do is please highlight it so that I can see it properly and respond to you. Because, yeah, of course you can ask questions. Oh, it's a DJ question. Okay, what I need you to do is get yourself on over to the Discord. And we've got a DJ and tech. No, it's all right. It's fine, Clarko. There's a DJ and tech section on my Discord. Go and stick that in the relative channel on my Discord because I have a good answer for you. The DDJ 400 is actually what I would recommend you start on anyway, so you're on the right path. If you want me to go further into that, I will do that on Discord, just so that we don't go off on tangents on this show. Then just put it in there and I will get back to you straight away after the show. Okay. Well done, Luke. Thank you, mate. Next, we've got Macca, and this is Kick the Bass. Wow. Well, I quite like this because I'm familiar with those lyrics, with those vocals. Hi, Timber. Thank you. Very, very sweet of you to say that. It's probably not 100% true, but I like your opinion. And there you go. I've approved it. Thank you. Hi, Lady Paints a Lot. Lady Paints a Lot. How you doing, babes? Bass power. Yeah. On the music. Got that on vinyl. Bass power. But the thing is, right, let's just have a discussion about this now. At what point should we stop using vocals and samples that have been used so many times? Like, I've not heard that particular one for a while. However, the issue is, as music production gets, the quality of it gets easier to obtain, sounds are cleaner, and music production is done in a much different way to when these vocals were used and sampled back in the day. At what point should we just get onto Splice and use updated stuff? Yeah, Matt Baggy, we definitely need more originality in production. Now, out of the 2 tracks that you sent me, Macca, I don't know if you're watching this now, but if not, you'll be watching it back at some point. Hey, Macarena. Macca, whenever you watch this, like, out of the 2 that you sent me, this was the most original from the 2. I think the other one was a remix of sorts. And I wanted to play this one because I wanted to get people to listen to something that was more original from you. Because it's harder to hide behind something that's original. Now, even though this isn't original in the sense that I've heard those lyrics before, it is still kind of an original track. I think you can make this better by swapping those vocals out, because the backing of that is a great bounce tune. And I think what dates it is your choice in those vocals. And I think a lot of people would just probably switch off. They'd be like, I've got a million of those of tunes with that in. I think it dates it in a not necessarily good way. So for me, I'd say take them out, get on Splice. I mean, how many times have we heard what was the other one from? Jump, a little higher. Let me go like a match on tire. Take the dance floor like a bulldozer. There's county stair, move over. You know, wherever that's from. It does date it. But we've heard it a million times, and I don't think you will be taken as I don't want to say seriously, but as sincerely as you could be if you used something more original. And there's plenty of stuff out there for you to use. So put something different in that. The other thing as well I would have done is you have these amazing lead synth sounds here. Hang on, let me just find it. I would carry that on a bit more. So we're going down in semitones. Now, going down in those semitones is just the same as going up in the semitones. It creates a rise effect, or it creates like a, in this case, you're doing it incrementally down, but it still creates, it's still like fun on the ears, especially with this kind of music. Now, instead of just going, I would take that as, excuse my singing, because it would make it, it would speed up the track, it would give it more energy if you carried that on. So listen again. You know, because it's missing. Yeah, Drake's in agreement there. It did sound like there was something missing. I was wanting that noise to carry on because my ear had just caught it, and I was like, yeah. And then I'm latching onto it, and at that point I'm starting to nod my head, and then the sound's gone, and I'm like, oh, and it jolts me out. So that's the other thing that I'd do. So singing noses. What do you mean? Stuttering it. Yeah, that's a good idea. See, this is what I love about this show. You go away and go back to your own projects with a plethora of new ideas. Now that's fan-bloody-tastic, don't you think? Well done, everybody. You're all fucking beautiful. Love you so much. I'll hold it back. Next, we've got Lidl. Not the supermarket. Sorry. This is my friend Dean, and this is Fighting Daylight. Now, this is a tune. He sent this over to Tidy as well, I believe, for consideration, and I'm not surprised because it's brilliant. So let's have a little listen. I really like that. I played it purposely right until we're getting to the outro there. You've kept it interesting. You've kept it evolving all the way through there. There wasn't one part that I felt was a bit too long, you know, and that kind of thing. And, you know, I've had tracks like this sent to me in the past which have good ideas, but they went on for too long. Now this is 7 minutes long. Taking out the intro and the outro is 5.5 minutes, 5 minutes. It didn't feel too long. Your breakdown was a lengthy one, but you built it and built it and built it. And you left your main rise till quite near the end and just gave it that little extra push, and it just worked. You know, it was really, really well executed, and I think you should be very proud of yourself. And if Tidy don't take that, I would go to General Bounce. I'd take that in a heartbeat. But yeah, I think it's amazing to see how far you've come as well. And the only reason why you're able to do music like this is because you're a bounce producer, first and foremost. Because everyone knows making donk is the hardest genre in the world. All right? There you go. So if you can make donk, you can do a film score, in my opinion. There you go. The supermarkets will be very jealous, yes. So yeah, well done, mate. I'm really proud of you. Love it. Love, love, love. You again, like, you have got so much better. Your improvement. I mean, you were good to begin with. I mean, I've had you around the studio and we've done stuff together, but you've really fine-tuned your shizzle dizzle now. So well done, Dean. I'm really proud of you. Proud. Next we have got Kachu and Yayo presents Mega Remember, and this is reactive. Now I'm sure this is Mega Remember DJs who have raided me quite a few times here on Twitch, and this is a Spanish donk track, and especially General Bounce is probably going to enjoy this one. Tidy did like it, but it was too uplifting for them. Okay. Well, that's a shame. So it's still waiting to be signed. Well, I think it's worth seeing, like, yeah, see what General Bounce has to say about that, because that is a really good tune. It is silly. That is a great track. It really is. Okay, next we have got... Yeah, so this is Cachu and Jayo, but I think it's pronounced in a Spanish way, so Jayo. Jayo. Hola to everybody who's Spanish who are watching. I hope that they're in, but they'll probably watch back if they're not. So yeah, here we go. It's a cool tune, this. Oh, that song is so much fun. It really is. So yeah, catch you and J-O-T, T-M-O. T-M-O. Very reminiscent of the older vibe stuff. I think it could do with a lick of paint, so to speak. I think it could do with a new master. I think it could be EQ'd a bit more. I mean, even as simple as just running that through T-Rex, something like that. That's probably something that I would do to it to make it kind of like sit with newer stuff that I'd play in a set these days. Otherwise, what I would tend to do on the mixer while I'm DJing is I would just put up the treble ever so slightly, and also the same with the bass, leaving the mid where it is in the middle. That always helps to a degree, but it's a very, very simplified way of doing it. Yeah, I love the kick on it. I love the way that it just sounds a bit muddy because I think this is just done either with older techniques or was rendered and done a while back. That's all it is, I think. Very easily fixed to make it sound a bit more today-ish. Maybe cut it down a bit. I mean, this is a 6 minutes 50, which was completely correct for that style of this style of bounce, pokey, whatever you want to call it. I've got loads of stuff like this. So, and yeah, I just love it. I love all the cheeky, squeaky sounds. I'm sure I must have been a dog in a former life, right, with this. It's like a squeaky toy thing, isn't it? It's like, oh! And they don't keep to that because then it changes here. So simple. All they've done is the riff pattern that they've got from before. Then they've just repeated the bam 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 after this little break. So they've not even created a new pattern. They've just used the last bar of the pattern that they had just before that break, and then just repeated it. And what that does is it keeps up the energy because it's a shorter pattern. And that means that we're not getting bored of hearing it, and we don't get, oh God, it's that noise again, because it's the same noise, but it's a different pattern. So it's ear candy. Might sound like sooty and sweet, but you know, you're showing your age there, aren't you guys? Come on. Like, whose parents didn't say this about hardcore? Go, oh, fucking chipmunk music, that. Fucking chipmunks. It's like, no, it's not actually. It's not. Okay? It's time stretching. Not that you'd understand, Daddy. Right, anyway. Moving on. I love that tune. I love that tune so much. It's brilliant. Thank you very much, guys. Do you know what this has taught me as well? All the fucking time when I obsess over getting sounding really, really clean and stuff. Yeah, I love that. I don't know. Does anyone remember the Crookers from a few years ago? Crookers made some diabolically difficult music to mix, but the Crookers made day and night, yeah, the wonky electro stuff, like that music was so raw, and there's a skill to doing that. There's a skill to knowing when to put the project down and go, it's done. It was loose, it was organic, and that was why I loved the Crookers. Now, if they obsessed over getting things sounding really clean and getting the right spatial separation and all of this shit that we do now, then, you know, it wouldn't be the Crookers, would it? It wouldn't be Raw. It wouldn't be like that. So, hello, Mega Remember. Yeah, we have just listened to your tune, so you'll have to listen to it back, but well done. Mwah! Ti amo! Hola! Yeah, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. 15-hour search for the perfect closed hi-hat sample. Mate. Don't. It's too soon. That happens to me a lot. It happens to me a lot. Okay, next we've got Simon Carter featuring Fabsy. Beautiful Destruction. Now, this is the hard style version. He sent me about, I think it's either 9 or 11 different... I hate claps as well, Drake. He sent me quite a few different remixes, but he did warn me in the email. There was this one and a industrial techno one, which were the best ones. So I was expecting... Because when I get sent a lot of tunes like that, I usually switch off. I usually think, oh, these are just going to be really shit. You know, a lot of people who send stuff in of that many, it's usually just half-arsed ideas. I mean, I'd never, ever call someone's work shit. But when I'm saying it, what I'm saying is they're never usually taken the time and attention over each individual one. Now, I was so happily surprised with this because each of them, and I went through nearly all of them, and I found that each and every one of them were really good quality actually, and my favourite was this hard style one. So yeah, my belief system was changed on that one. But yeah, usually if you are sending stuff to people, guys, don't saturate them with all of your stuff, all right? Don't send them everything that you've done, okay? Send them your top 3 at the most. Usually it's good for record labels to hear 3 tracks because then they can see that you're consistent with your production techniques. Don't send them 11, 12. In this case, it was fine because he did say to me in the email, try these 2 first. So he didn't put me off. But yeah, that's just a top tip. Okay? So here we go. This is Simon Carter featuring Fabsy, Beautiful Destruction, hardstyle version. Brilliant. Simon Carter, Take a Bow. I really like that. And that was the hardstyle remix of this tune. Even down to the title. Beautiful destruction. Very juxtaposed. It's very, beautiful and destruction. They're two words that shouldn't really be in the same thing. But they are. And that's okay with art. I love the vocal. I love the accent of the person on the vocal. Josh, thank you very much. Now where's my... Hang on, let me just get my little screen so I can see. Thank you and happy anniversary, Josh. Thank you, sweetheart. Jerry, thank you for the follow. Transmortal, thank you for the follow. And also Thundercat as well earlier. Thank you for subscribing and joining the family. That's Fab Simoon. Is it Simoon, not Simon? Why does it say Simon Carter? Is that a spelling mistake? It's not my spelling mistake. She is Swabian. What's Swabian? Cy Carter. Oh, hello, Cy. No, okay, let's start again. He's like, no, Fabsy. Okay, got you. Let me just shout you out, mate. So Cy Carter is in the house. That's Simon Carter. It's very easy to confuse me. Oh, mate. I love it. I absolutely love it. I was saying earlier, I don't know if you're in the chat, that I usually get really scared when someone sends me like 11 tunes, because guaranteed they're not all going to be good, but I'm really, really surprised with the quality. And I'm really happy that you told me which two to go for when I downloaded them all. I also especially loved the industrial one, the techno one that you sent. I'm going to be rinsing that one as well. I loved it. I really did. And yeah, like I say, I loved the vocal on this. Fab Simoon has Twitch videos. Put the link in the chat, please, so that I can get involved. I'm also going to follow you as well, Sai. Guys, if you can host as well this, then... Oh, I found her. I've followed Fab Simoon as well. Oh, I found her. Well, that's me. Fab Simoon as well. Echo. Well, that's me. Echo. Oh dear, that's embarrassing. Hi, Fab Simoon. Right, I need to shout you out as well. Yeah, I loved everything about that. I haven't got anything to add regarding technical anything or other. Nothing, because I loved it. I haven't played the industrial techno one, no, because we only do one of each person because we get so many to go through. But like I say, I love the industrial techno one. I'm going to be playing that in my own techno sets. But I really thought that the hardstyle one shows off those vocals beautifully. So yeah, thank you so much for sending it in. Thank you to both of you for being a part of this. So nice to meet you both. I've just followed you both as well. And guys, make sure you get following them both as well. So much talent around. There really is. And I'm so grateful for Twitch. I really am grateful for this, because none of this happens on Facebook. We just get drama. Kieran B, make sure you link me to the drama on Facebook for my nighttime reading later. Thank you. Okay, next we've got Desion. I think I'm saying it right this time. Desion has appeared on here before. And the notes that I've got here are that Desion wants us to... he says feedback. He wants feedback basically on how to progress it. It's quite atmospheric and deep. 155 BPM hard energy. So far... the lead needs something more to it. Maybe some more hoovers or more attack. Let me know what you think. So that's what we're going. I did say it right. Yes. See, I do try to remember. I really do, because it's important to me that I do that for you, because this is your work. You know, this is your heart. This is a big part of who we are inside when we're expressing ourselves with music. So the least I can do is get your fucking names right. So I'm glad I've done it right. Desion. Here we go. I'm just trying to think, because it's very fast. It's very fast, and I would... Do you know what I would love to hear? I'd love to hear a slower version of this tune. Now, the reason for that is, as soon as I took these headphones off and I listened in my Mackies and on my monitors, I could start to hear the subtle layers. and just how much detailing is in this track. Now that detailing, I want to hear it more. And the way that I'm going to be able to hear that more is with it being slowed down. Oh, not a lot. You won't need to bring it down a lot. And I know that you're a hard energy DJ, and I know that this is your thing. But I really want to hear what that sounds like slowed down. Because I could really hear... I could hear a lot in that, like your movement, the way that your sounds are evolving, the phase or the flanger effects that you've got on there, and the filter sweeps. Yeah, it loses the intricacies. We're losing a lot of the detail because of the track moving so fast. And we have to remember that the ear and our brain, the way that we hear sounds and we register sounds, a lot of it's in the timing, a lot of it's in how long it takes for a sound to hit the eardrum through vibrating on the hairs in the cochlea, travelling to our brain and then getting resorted out as sound. It's 155, yeah. Down to 150. Ooh, I'd go. I want you to. Do you know what? I'm going to set you a little project, Desion. I'm going to set you a little task, a little mission, if you choose to accept it. Now, I'm going to tell you this because I know from experience. When I made the last techno track that I made that got signed, I started it off as 148 BPM tech trance, and I got made to slow it down to 138. I wasn't happy about it at all. I really wasn't happy about it. But what happened was, once I'd got used to it being at that speed, I heard what I was doing for the first time, and everything just fell into place. It really did. I think it's because we get really used to. Okay, if you're a driver, right? I've been done for driving too fast a few times, and when you get done for driving too fast, you have to go on a speed awareness course. Now, and this is a good analogy actually. Okay, so on the speed awareness course, they tell you stop driving it in the UK 80 mile an hour. Stop driving at 80 miles an hour. Start to drive at 70 miles an hour. So the 10 miles per hour under the speed limit, kind of, but it's 70 mile an hour. Now, at first, this seems really fucking slow. Okay? But very soon, after a couple of weeks, you recalibrate how fast you're going, and 70 mile an hour seems plenty fast. Plenty fast. And the same is for when we are producing music. You're obviously very used to having stuff at 155 and above. Get used to, if you choose to, you don't have to do this, but you could try to start playing your music at just in the project itself, pitching it down, slowing it down. I would say try it at 146, see how you feel about it. We don't need to get too upset about BPMs here. Just try it and then render it. Don't just listen to it in the project. Just re-render it and then play it back. But don't look at the screen. Don't watch everything going across. Turn off the monitor. Don't even look at it and just do something else, because it will stop you from looking. Just close your eyes and listen to it and see what it sounds like then. That's what I'd do. Because I want to hear that. I want to hear it more. And then, when you're DJing it, then you can put it up again. But yeah. Well done, mate. Josh says I need a speed awareness course. you like. Well done, Desion. Thank you so much for letting us listen to that. He says, yes, I actually know what you mean. I made this faster on purpose as my friend requested a track on his label for me from the slightly faster scale. Yeah, well, try it out. Please send it to me when you've when you've slowed it down, because I really want to hear that. I really, really want to hear it. I wouldn't be telling you all that if I didn't think it was worth it, all right? And I think it's worth it. That song, that track is telling a story. We want to hear that story. It's the same as someone going, we want to hear what is being said. We want to hear the phrasing. We want the silences. We want the, you know, I want to hear it breathe. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Okay, next we have got Lee Greenaway and Jake Ayers. And this is a wonderful title. This is called Psychedelic Drugs, whatever they are. Here we go. I wonder, can you just let me know, Lee Greenaway and Jake Ayers, if you're in the chat, were you on psychedelic drugs when you made this? Don't say yes or no, because I wouldn't want you to incriminate yourself. So just say no, and then I'll know that you did. I'm in a silly mood today. Oh my God. Here we go. Such an interesting tune, that. Definitely weren't any drugs consumed on the day that that song was made. Definitely not. That's the only problem with drugs. It's very difficult to control your mouse when you're on drugs. So if you're going to take psychedelic drugs, guys, use them responsibly. Get your ideas down. Be creative. Then do all the proper editing sober, is what I would say. I'm not pro-drugs, I'm pro-choice. End of. So no drugs, unfortunately. No, I think fortunately, I honestly do. The only way that you can get anywhere ultimately with your music production is to do it on a straight head. Take it from me. I've tried many ways of doing it, and it helps to be enhanced in some ways sometimes because you're freer. You don't have as much resistance to the ideas. You won't critique them. You won't go, this is shit. But until the next day, you can go back to things and be like, oh, fucking hell, I thought that was really good at the time. Now I've been to sleep, it sounds shit. So, the Don says, did you get my track from the Timber Boys? If I've replied to you, it will be on the show tonight. If I haven't replied to you, it will be, I still need to listen to it. That's the only way that I can say whether I've listened to it. I don't think I've listened to that yet. If I've not replied to you, then I've still got to listen to it. We've been getting quite a lot of music in, but rest assured, all of you that send me an email, I reply to each and every one of you. I wouldn't just not reply. Even if I wasn't going to play it, I would explain to you why, and I'd let you go away with some helpful advice. So, too many times I know what it's like having sent people stuff and they don't reply. I know it definitely wouldn't do that to you. Stavros has redeemed emote only chat. Ooh, okay. Can someone in the mods department do emote only chat, please, for 2 minutes? The Don says, cool, shame as I think it's a banger. It probably is, but it will be on, if that's the case, and it'll be on next week. It's just that I have to cut it off at some point. Otherwise, we will be here all night. And I want you guys to have me at my best, and I also want to give you the best that I can in terms of entertainment on here. Otherwise I'll be going into my folders and my emails and having to click on links and downloading and stuff, and there'll be a lot of downtime. I mean, there's enough of that anyway with me wittering on. But yeah, guys, I love that. Lee Greenaway and Jake Ayres, psychedelic drugs. What can I say about it? Okay, so it kept me interested. There was a definite change up in energy in the second half. Yeah, all the sections here, everything's brilliant. The sounds work well together. I didn't get bored with it at any point. It's a great length. It's 6 minutes 40. Brilliant length for this kind of stuff. I can't place that in a genre. I don't think I need to. I find it highly okay, so there's a good saying. Good music rewards listening. Good music rewards listening. And what that means is a good tune will give you the reward system. Now, what I mean by the reward system is the dopamine hit. The dopamine hit that happens when, when you see me go, whoa, and because something's happened in the track. That's kind of quite that's my musical Tourette. I'm not putting that on. That's my expression that's my reaction or my response to music. This is why I'm in the job that I do, because I love music so much. It makes me feel stuff. Okay, and when I feel stuff, it's because something has tickled my musical fancy, if you will, and that's ear candy. So Good music rewards listening. So good music rewards the listener. Rewards the listener to listen to it, to put the investment in sitting here and listening all the way through to it. I don't know if anyone's ever listened to something progressive. Now, sometimes if you listen to something progressive, you just skip through it. You kind of miss the point of it, and you can go away feeling like that's a shit tune. If you just listen to it all the way through, you get rewarded for it, because you'll feel and understand and be in that journey, and by hearing it all the way through. Good music rewards listening. There you go. Stavros Simba says, newbie, don't know what I've just done. You did emote only mode, which was great. It's fine. But yeah, it's gone now. Good music. Yeah, well done, Cav. It's got an anagram for it there. GMRL. There we are. You've got to feel the music. Don't be afraid to be different. It stands out. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So yeah, thank you so much, you guys. I loved it. And thank you for submitting it. If you're new to this show, by the way, guys, the way that this works is you send a track in that you've made, and you send it to amberdpromo@gmail.com. Make sure you head the email demo drop. That's really important. That's the way that I distinguish it between you just sending me a promo and you sending me something that you want me to critique or us to critique on this show. So make sure you label your email, head it, demo drop. If you're sending any files, if you're sending a WAV or an MP3, please make sure you have saved that file as the artist name and the title, or the title and the artist, whatever, but just don't call it this one final V2 or something like that, because I won't know where it's come from. So that's what you need to do. Or you can send a SoundCloud link. That's entirely fine. So next up we've got Rick Shaw, and this is Everybody. Now I knew who this was straight away, because I play a remix that Rick Shaw has done of The Wellerman. The Wellerman goes the way to tea and rum. So that's how I recognised this name. It's a great tune, but this is a different one. So this is Rick Shaw, Everybody. I'd love to know if Rick Shaw's your real name, or if this was a name that you've made up for your music, Rick, if you're listening. But yeah, here we go. Check it out.
Everybody player in the
Yeah. Love that. Really surprised I've not heard someone use that vocal before. I saw that General Bounce's ears pricked up that on that one as well. I remember that tune from way back. I'd not heard that for a very, very long time. And it's so camp. And it obviously is going to work by putting a donk on it. I loved it. Rickshaw, Take a Bow. It's brilliant. Production solid. Gay anthem. Yes, it is a gay anthem, without a doubt. That piano break needs some pads to fill it out. Maybe, yeah. Maybe. Or maybe another piano layer. Low down pads might sound quite good. We're nitpicking though. We're nitpicking right now because this is a tune. But yeah, it's so happy and gay. Do you know what though, General Bounce? I know what you're saying there about it sounding a bit empty with just the piano. I think that that's intentional because the rest of it's quite. I feel like that's from the original, or if it's not, it's in homage to the original. Absolutely original. To the original. I quite like that being the contrast. Maybe some claps behind it or something. Maybe some crowd noise. You know, that kind of thing. My sound effects behind it. Yeah, I think some claps behind that would sound quite nice. Because it gets people clapping, doesn't it? You know, like, oh. Like, that's how fucked we are as humans, right? Someone does something, we're all like, yeah, we clapping. We clapping now. No, we're not putting porn samples in it, Bosky. No. No. Put some gay porn samples in. Bongos would be brilliant. Oh, Rick, we're just teasing. Like, this is a good tune. I'm going to be playing this. So well done. Thank you so much for giving it in and letting us play it. I really appreciate it, darling. Okay, next we've still got loads to get through. Okay, next up we've got LSG and Mac, and this is Afraid. What am I doing? That's it. Okay.
Thank you. Spend the next 2 years of my life trying to find the right path. And if it takes me where I wanna go, I will never look back. Cause I never thought that I'd be hurting. Never thought the truth is hurting. It's not as if the world stopped turning. So what am I afraid of? I'm afraid of the night, afraid of it all. Afraid it won't stop me, 'cause you were my rock. Afraid I won't feel this with somebody else. What hurts the most is I'm afraid of myself.
Yeah, that is a really, really well-produced bounce tune. Not only that, can someone tell me how old this person is? Alice, I don't know if you're in the chat or not. If you are, tell me how old you are and how long you've been doing this for, because someone else has mentioned... I wouldn't have thought about it until someone's mentioned that you're quite young. It's a very mature... Mature's the wrong word. It's very sophisticated bounce, this. The selection, not only of the sounds that you've used, how you've used them. You've used a few of these layers very subtly. And they work beautifully. Like, it's emotional bounce. Yeah, like, this is from somebody who understands music theory very well, and you've expressed yourself very well with this. Even when someone said it's quite an uplifting tune for the vocal lyrics content of being afraid of yourself. And I love that. I love that and I always say this word every fucking time we do this, but it's the juxtaposition of the light and the dark. I loved it. It made me feel something. Matt Baggy, it's good to hear bounce that's really gone hard on the minor third. Yes! Yes. It's intelligent bounce, this. It really is. It's very expressive. It reminds me so much of the Kenny Hayes bounce. And I honestly think that comes from being inspired by the vocal that is being used in this tune. I think that Alice G has been inspired and worked around that vocal. And, you know, it's a very, not a rare thing, but it's a really important thing if you want to be an artist, to be able to connect with music and then express that connection to others. It's something that I'm aware of and also trying to emulate and express within my own music. So when I hear it, like, I really admire it. So yeah, it's very, very, very strong track, and this person is gonna go very far in my opinion. Well done, mate. I loved it. SJ also felt it. Yeah, it got me in the feels. That it really did. It really did. So yeah, well done. Well done. I'm going to give you a round of applause for that. Thank you for making me feel my feelings. Loved it. Do you know, I'm being exposed to so much great music doing these shows. I can only thank you guys for getting involved and being a part of this. You know, this is so much greater than just this channel and just me. You guys are making all of this happen, and I'm feel very honoured to be sat here listening to all your music. So next we've got RR, Where to Go. Now, you might remember RR last week. You sent in, it was a bit, do you remember we thought, I wish that carried on a bit longer because it was only quite short. Well, RR has got in contact with me again with another tune. And the notes that I've got on this is he's not sure where to go from here. So the track's just called RR, Where to Go. So yeah, like RR was awesome. Yeah, we remember RR already. So yeah, I wonder if he's in the chat. If not, I'm sure he'll listen to this later on. So this is RR, and this is called Where to Go. So that is an idea that RR has started and wants to know where to go from here. So one thing I'm just going to pick up on, which I know is a great little trick that I use, Guy, my other half, Guy uses, and it's extremely simple to do for any of you who aren't aware of this yet or hear it but are not sure what you're hearing. So this lead, that pattern then just gets lifted up an entire octave, one octave. So depending on what DAW you're in, if you're in your piano roll, you highlight the whole of it. If you're in FL Studio, you'd highlight it all with Control and A, and then you press Control and up, and it will just transpose the whole thing up an octave. Similar for any other DAW that you're in. Just go into the piano roll, like obviously make a new a unique pattern, otherwise it will turn all of it up to the next octave. So you want it to start like here, and then can you see how here it's exactly the same sound All it's done is it has transposed an octave. And what that does is it gives this elevation, my dear Watson. It's a great trick to use. Here he's used it as he's gone to the breakdown, which is quite interesting. Usually you would use that after the drop in order to keep the energy up and move on to the next section after a drop. But no matter how you use it, it gives it lift. Yes, it gives it elevation. It gives us the reward system. Good music rewards listening. Great little tip there. And all you do is you just go up an octave. That's it. So that is what I have heard in this, which I love. And I knew that it would be helpful for people who are starting out to know that. As far as knowing where to go from here, I would add some little vocal chops, something like that. Probably the person most qualified to answer this would be someone like M Series in the chat. I'm just going to read up. Pads, yes, Kieran, pads would be great. Yeah, playing with the release is really, well heard actually. Yeah. To give it that sense of tension and release. So you get the release and the tension by using the release. And when we're saying release, by the way, what that means is if you go into your synth and you were looking at a lead sound like this, you have something called an envelope. It's the ADSR, attack, delay, sustain, release. Now, when you start messing around with synths, go to these and start pissing around with them. Start messing around with it, and you'll find that when you start to bring the release back, less release, it'll make the sound a lot shorter. And then you turn it all the way to the right or up and down, more release. It will make the sound longer. Now, if you automate that throughout the track, you can create some really nice moments of tension and release. So there you go. It does keep it interesting, Ryan. Exactly. It is a more exact way of doing a similar effect by adding reverb and putting a longer reverb and then automating it back. You could do that as well, just to add even more drama. They're all really good ways of expressing something within the sound, within your music, within your project. Release and reverb, yeah. Cool, that's what producer M Series has said as well. Matt Baggy has said low pass filter the riff, then some moody vox while it builds back. Oh, matron. Yeah, RR is great. We want to hear more from you, mate, because quite frankly, wherever it is you're going, we want to see where you go with this. It's great. DJ Madder is in the house. Automation, notes, record and adjust cut off on the riff. Yes. Tension and release. Nice effect. Yeah, all of those things. The thing is, we don't really know this until we start finishing music. And when I'm saying we, I mean me. But yeah, I loved that. I loved it. I hope that that's helped, mate. I really do. So next we have got Joel Corey, Ray and David Guetta, Bed. This is the Reflex remix. Now, I love excuse me, I love Reflex. Reflex is one of my favourite bounce producers, so this is going to be fun. So let's get ready.
o'clock in the morning, early in the morning. Who needs sleep when I'm rocking with you? Oh, moving the hard way. My body goes to beating bones, baby. No regret in the morning. Never let the voices leave
Yeah, loved it. I always love Reflex's stuff. I must say I've not heard the original of that. I'm not really that down with the kids. I've just found out who Joel Corry is. It's not an extra from Coronation Street. Yeah, I know. I'm old. Apparently he was on Love Island. Again, I don't watch Love Island, so I know who David Guetta is, obviously. Ray, I'm guessing, is the vocalist, and the vocal is fantastic. Oh, General Bounce says Joel Corry is some guy off Geordie Shore. Well, fair play to him for getting in there with David Guetta and doing a tune. Bloody hell. Fair play. He basically got paid to be a pop star DJ. Oh, okay. Well, good for him. Good for him, I say. Yeah. I hope it lasts a long time. I hope he gets whatever it is that he wants from it. And yeah, that's well cool. I like the vocal. I like the donk. I think it's a great donk. To be fair, his songs are good. You can just tell they're all made while he's nowhere near the studio. Ooh, controversial. Yeah, that kind of happens a lot, you know. Maybe Joel Corry would like to show some of his production here on the show. That would be cool. That would be cool. But yeah, guys, you know, you can always get someone else to make your music for you. Hell, I used to have someone engineer my stuff many years ago. So, Rufus! Yay! Happy anniversary, mate. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having an engineer. Really isn't. You know, a lot of the people who have entered stuff for this show, I know that they use engineers and they're very upfront about it. So it's everyone's got a different opinion on these things. At the end of the day, it's popularity, isn't it? You know, he's obviously a popular lad. David Guetta's very popular, and that's what it's about at the end of the day. So it's fine. It really is. Personally, for me, and I know a lot of you will feel like this, is you get something from making music. But when we're making music, we're not online. We're not in front of a camera. A lot of the time, it's very frustrating. But it's kind of like playing the long game. You can get so much from it because you put a lot of graft into it, and You get to express yourself in a truly authentic way. And the relief that I have, someone who suffered with their mental health, to find something that I can just fuck off the world, be in my studio, close that door and have no clocks in here. I can just do what I want. I can mess around with sounds and stuff. And it's such a healthy, wonderful distraction from life that I don't think I would ever give that up to have someone make me a great tune that everyone played, knowing that I didn't make it. That's just me. But there's something that leads me down this path, and I want to learn how to do this. I find so much joy in working out how things work, like looking under the hood. I used to take things apart as a kid. I've built my fucking PC, and a few years ago I wouldn't know how to build a PC, but I learned. I fixed my MacBook Pro, 2013 MacBook Pro, by taking it apart after the insurance company said it wasn't fixable. It's like, well, I'll watch some YouTube videos and then work out how to do it, and fucking fixed it on my birthday about 3 years ago. What my point is, don't be scared of making mistakes. Don't be scared of having things sound shit, because they won't sound shit forever. And then you have the keys to your own career. As soon as your ghost producer or your engineer decides they don't want to work with you anymore, or they decided that they're going to have a baby with their partner and they're not making this music, then you've got to find someone else to make that music in the same style without it sounding too different. And you have to, it's really hard to live a life where you have to rely on someone else to do something for you, because people get distracted, people change their minds, people decide they don't want to do that. There's quite a few producers or DJs in the bounce scene or in the hard dance scene who have had that happen. People have lost friendships over that shit. So no matter, the thing is, right, 5 years is going to go. Okay? 5 years, we can't stop time. Time is just going to happen. So in 5 years from this day, right, go and download a DAW right now and start learning, because in 5 years' time, if you keep working at it, you're going to be quite good in 5 years. We've got people who've been doing it for 6 months who are on this show right now, and I'm listening to it going, wow, how did you do that in 6 fucking months? All right? Please don't think that you can't do this and that all of this is outside your capabilities. Please don't think that. You can absolutely do it, and it's easier now than ever because there's so many tutorials. We'll keep you on track. We will keep you on track by showing you how to do this and helping you along the way. That's what this is for. It takes 10 o'clock hours to get to an amazing level. Some people have real jobs. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure what you're saying there, Cav, of real jobs. Yeah, but you could make 10,000 hours. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that theory as well. I think it depends where your starting point is. If you've had any musical teaching at all in your life, then you'll probably find it quite easy to do this kind of thing. If you're on the spectrum and you're quite into computers and you already understand how computers work, or even if you are already into Photoshop, right, you will very quickly realize that you can transfer your skill set from gradients and filters and everything that's to do with a visual thing, like it is with Photoshop, and use a similar program very, very, very quickly. Promise you, those skill sets are transferable. There you go. Oh, Switch, you've just really made my day by saying that. Dead Mouse said he didn't release anything for his first 10 years. He just learned. That's like me. Phew. I'm really happy to hear that. Like, my production now is getting to a good level. And for me to say that is a big thing. So thank you for saying that, because that gives me a bit of hope. Like, I'm very, very... I get quite stuck when I'm... Not stuck, but I'm happy to leave it until I'm ready to be releasing stuff at a really high level. So thank you for saying that. But yeah, guys, just get going with it. Have a go. 5 years is going to go no matter what. And in 5 years' time, wouldn't it be cool for you to have this for you? Especially in times of a lockdown or something, or you split up with your girlfriend or whatever. You can do you can make a diss track. You can do it. Like me and General Bounce, right? We have made really stupid songs when he's been round here and we've had a sesh. Like, it's so much fun to just piss around, and you can do that. There's no reasons not to. So there you go. That's me on my soapbox. Or just get a fucking engineer and get your dick sucked. I don't know. Right, next we've got Cav Cavendish, and this is Driver's License.
Got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I drove through the suburbs, crying cause you weren't around.
Is everyone okay? I haven't got any tissues. Wow. Just let that sink in. What a tune. Amazing. Timber, I would love you to book me to play in the US after COVID as well. I will message you back on Discord after the show, mate. No problem at all. Oh, you guys. See, this is the reason why it's important that you label your files properly, because I didn't have both of your names on the file that you sent, babe. Otherwise, I would have had kick habits in there at the start. So thank you for letting me know so I could amend it. You guys obviously work very well together. Beautifully done. I know the original of this, and the reason why I know it is because my children on the way to school like me to play it. India at the moment, one of my twin daughters, India, she's into sad songs at the moment. She's really connecting her emotions with sad songs. And they love this one because it's got the swear word in it. And I've always said to them, it's okay when you hear swear words in music because it's art and it's expression. So they're like, ooh, that means we can say it. I'm like, you can say it once, but not loads. But, you know, it's very expressive, this song. I love how you didn't elevate it too much in terms of like a full-on, wow, 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 wow. It was very different from your usual proper in-your-face hardcore. WAP has swear words in, but you wouldn't let them listen to that. No. Do you know what? They've never, ever mentioned that tune to me. I don't think they'd understand what it was about at this age anyway. I could see, like, you know, a kid being, like, very innocently talking about a WAP, you know, and expecting it or thinking that it was something to do with a cat. Actually, you've just reminded me a long time ago when the girls were really young. And one of them used to have a toy cat, and she used to call it her pussy. I'm thinking, please don't. Please call it a cat, please. Why, mummy? I'm like, I can't tell. Just don't say that. Just don't. It was so awkward. It really was. And you can't say anything because it's, you know, they're fucking kids, aren't they? Oh, honestly, it's a minefield when you're a parent. Oh. Anyway, back to this. Your adaptation of Driver's License moved a lot of people in the chat. Really has. And I like this side of you. I like what you've done here. This would be a great track to have in an album. You know, it's like a palate cleanser in between all of the more mad stuff that you do. So, yeah, exactly. Imagine what our parents said about us singing Out Here Brothers, Wiggle Wiggle. Yeah, exactly. But, you know, again, going back to this track, swear words in music, I find, is an expressive thing. It's allowed, it's art. So, and I loved how you used it at the ends. And like Bosky said, don't, you know, skip this tune short. I couldn't. There's no way I'd be able to do that. I had to listen to it from beginning to end. I loved it. Well done. Chunky, that's terrible. Oh, kids are so embarrassing, aren't they? Yeah, well done, guys. Loved it. Okay, so next we've got Transmortal, and this is Bigger. This is a friend of mine called Stephen Snowden. So let's get this one in. See what you guys think to this. He's not done anything like this before, so he's quite nervous about sharing his work. But I think you guys are going to like this one. Here we go.
bypass all forms of intelligence. And man said, "Let there be light." And he was blessed by light, heat, magnetism, gravity, and all the energies of the universe. E166ER testified that he simply did not want to die. May there be mercy on man and machine for their sins. E166ER testified that he simply did not want to die.
Yeah, really, really like that one. So that's Transmortal Bigger. That's a guy called Steve. And also it is, I believe it's Les from Lab 4 behind that as well. It's something that they've done as a collab together. I think that is a great track. I really do. Yeah, there's not a moment's silence in that track, but still very spacious. Yeah, it's great. I like it. I like that style of hard trance. It's very modern as well. And it does definitely just have a Lab 4 feel to it. Definitely. Les didn't do anything on this. What? Well, you have. I know that you've been in the studio with him. He has rubbed off very well on you, Stephen. I am so proud of you. Wow, mate. This is all your own work. This is great. Mate, I'm so happy for you. Let me just give you a shout out. Why were you so scared to show us this? Like, this is the first time that Stephen's done anything like this. So I am really happy for one that you're here so that we can listen to that. I would have sworn that that was Lab 4 helping you on that. So the fact that it isn't just shows how good you are. So yeah, well done, mate. Well done. That is crazy good. Crazy good. Yay! Oh, you should be so proud of yourself. Yeah, it is really, really good. Really, really good. You've obviously really listened to him and taken on a lot. So, yeah, please send in more. Yeah, you should be very happy with it. It's great. It really is great. Thank you for bringing it in and letting us have a listen to it. I don't have anything to add personally to how that would be better because it's got everything that you need. So obviously in the chat there, people will and have been saying stuff as well. It's all very positive. So yeah, I hope that instills you some confidence to carry on now, darling. So yeah, please send in more stuff. Well done, mate. Yay! See, that's all we need sometimes is just people to listen to our shit and go, that's good. That is sometimes all we've ever wanted. And I know, we spoke about this on Facebook, didn't we? About how difficult it is to get your mates to come away from the drama shit on Facebook. Like, they'll spend hours on that shit, but to get them to go and listen to your SoundCloud link and give it a like, it's fucking hard. Oh yeah, talking about SoundCloud links, I have just made this track that I've done, my techno track that got signed to Steve Yeah, I couldn't even stop that one short. As General Bounce has just said there, no point in even judging Martin's music because we all know it's good enough. So true. Martin, I really appreciate you. This is Harrison J, by the way. M Series, for those of you who know him from Hard House. I appreciate you giving in tracks, even though I know it's probably not as important for you to get feedback, but it can be. Like, I'm not going to speak for you, but it really helps to give us all something to aim for in terms of inspiration and where to go with our sounds. Like, that is like a very well put together track. With the one we had last week was as well. Your pianos mostly for me are like just dreamy. They really are. They're just so nice. The way that you do your pianos. You know your plinky plonkies. But yeah, I love that. I have questions rather than anything to add. Like, my question is, how do you process your vocals? If you can just type briefly in the chat. I'm actually going to be having a conversation with you at some point on this show where we will chat on here and get you on as a bit of a question and answer session. So if it's too long to write it, type it out, just tell me to fuck off. Just tell me to fuck off. Fuck off, nosy. I'm in such a weird mood today. Oh my God. Fuck off, nosy. Oh God. So yeah, we've gone through them all there, guys. Like I said, I've just, while we were listening to that, I made a clipped version there of my track System Overload. And that means now I can leave it on there. You guys can have a listen to it whenever you want. So that's up there now for your oral pleasure, whatever. Sounds rude, but yeah, that's kind of like this kind of techno stuff that I'm making at the moment. But I don't finish stuff very often. But the weird thing is, when I have been shown that it's good, because Steve Mack's one of my heroes from way back in the day. He's from the Rhythm Masters, Todd Terry, that Rhythm Masters. So for him to want to sign it was like, wow, it massively helped me to feel more confident about my own production. Wee bit of Tracy leaking out there, probably. So yeah, we are going to be doing some of these not one-to-one, question and answer producer things. Not next Thursday, Timber. You need to stop taking psychedelic drugs. This is Tuesday right now, motherfucker. Tuesday. You just want it to be the weekend, don't you, so you can take more psychedelic drugs. You'd like to hear the demo drop in Braille? Yeah, we can sort that. We'll do it in Morse code next time. We'll just do it in binary. We'll just do it in zeros and ones. It's literally the same thing anyway. Zeros and ones in groups of 4. There you go. Jobs are good. And have I seen Braille porn? No. Don't get me on a YouTube rabbit hole, General Bounce. We can do it in mime, yes. We can do it for the expression of dance. What we can do is, like, I won't play the music, but I'll just like dance around to it, and then you can say whether you think it's a good tune or not. Oh. Stop it, you're making me laugh. Right, I'm going to go because I need to go and get some food and have a piss and, go and get some sleep and stuff. We've done an extra long show today, guys. It's been 3.5 hours long. Thank you so much for tolerating me. in between us listening to your tunes. It's been so much fun. I'm now going to send you on over to someone else. I know, I'm just asking if Thursday show at the same time. Oh, I'm sorry. Thursday. Yeah, we do a show on a Thursday. So, okay, if you're in the UK, it'll be 8 p.m, but it won't be at 8 p.m. I aim for it to be at 8 p.m, but I don't usually get here until like 20 minutes past 8 p.m, but it's supposed to start at 8 p.m. If it doesn't start at 8 p.m, don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I'm just running late, okay? Now, I'm going to send you off to Devon6, who is an amazing DJ, and she's proper fit as well. So you go and enjoy Devon6. Tell her I sent you, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye! Go on, fuck off. Bye.